Shared my screen. This week, today's session will be a bit shorter and more casual. I'm not feeling 100%, so I got called. Um, but I still wanted to meet up and share some updates. And this week, I updated my character in Godot, and let me share it with you. This is new character, and let me show it in the game. It's animated. I didn't work that much on that as well. I just used Hunyuan 3D Studio to create this character, and I will briefly talk about that in this session. And then I also generated a bunch of characters in Hunyuan 3D Studio. So honestly, I'm not sure yet what I will do with so many because I didn't prepare any plan. On top of that, I got an art test from a gaming studio and I tried experimenting with AI for the process. I can walk you through how I approached it. It was basically the visual development for hyper casual game to hyper casual game. And I'm also working on a freelance scene in Blender. I can show you a bit of my pipeline there. So let me start with Hanyan, the game character. So I have better news than last week. The thing is, now you almost don't touch any 3D software while you are creating your character. I will just try one character live. We can choose from here. And the wizard looks fine. And this one, maybe this might look much realistic. So we have this character. And I'm gonna just use this character in 3D Studio and let me click up is popping up. Anyway, I will just use 3D Studio, Hunyuan 3D Studio to create a low poly version of it, wrap it, and import into my game scene in Godot. So I will keep everything in 3D Studio. Right now, it can be joined by invitation only. So you should probably apply on invitation, but anytime it can be on public. So I already generated my characters. There are so many in here, and I will just use this one to create in Hunyuan 3D Studio. Of course, drag and drop doesn't work. I do that all the time. You just need to hit upload an image and choose your directory and select the character from there. In Hunyuan 3D Studio, it only generates the solid mesh. What just happened? And of course, it's also quite servers are probably quite busy because it's quite famous right now. And the 3D generation has started. And I will show you the output that I generated before. So it is generated in here. Then I created the low poly version and I add it into component splitting, which is new feature. Now you can separate your character into parts. This is exciting part actually because we were worrying about splitting hair, arms, accessories. So we tried to create character in uh, basically naked, so we can add appearances later. But it's actually quite long process. But now with component splitting feature, you can have are separated, and you can also bake on top of these separated parts of the texture. And then let's get back to assets. Now it's generated. It's actually quite fast. It usually takes around 2 minutes. Now we have the bunny character, and I don't see any problem. And now I will just um, create the low poly topology first. And I will just hit, I can go to hit low and generate now, because it basically created your character based on your image, but it's high poly. Now we're generating using that model and generating the low poly version, which I've already shared in the last week's Q&A. But the difference is now we have also component splitting. I didn't do that on high poly version because it would be not handy. But I'm still working on this workflow to see if it can be developed into much better version. So this is going to be something like this will be generated right now. As you can see, the character topology is now decreased on in-game usage. And also let me show you the Blender file. This is our character. And now we are generating this one. And after generating the low poly version, we are not going to bake the textures yet. We will unwrap that. Let me show you my previous unwrapped model. Of course, to activate that, you need to go to UV unwrapping section. Now you can see these red lines. These are basically seams. They are not really great, but you have the job done here. It's now separated into parts. And now from that, we can just bake our textures. Also, we have these parts separated. And the result is this. We have a poly version of this character, and also bake. The textures are baked. So this from now on, I also tried the bond binding and skinning, which I'm going to show you here. You can see I added the bones in a 3D Studio. It's also useful for non 3D users. I'm going to show you in Blender. So let me hide that. I just dragged and dropped the downloaded file. I have something like this. If I go to pose mode, now you can see the exact same uh, armature system in here. The good thing about that is you have flexibility. You don't have to know 3D software to do that. Let me open up in here. But eventually, you need to animate your character like so. And also, weight paints are not that really good. You can see the hair is not affected by changing the head, animating the head. Also, body parts. You can see you can make your character alive. But I prefer doing that in Blender with Authority Pro. It's really easy. You will get that uh, stage. For now, I'm just trying to add animations effects in Hunyuan. But I added skinning and wanted to add animation, but it says on the sports standard 8 T pose, 108 character driving. Please re-enter. The Hunyuan doesn't sees that as T pose. Actually, it's T pose, but somehow, and also I generated this character before. It's also on T pose, but I don't know why Hunyuan doesn't let me allow me to generate. So let's get back to our character. This is the low topology version. It's actually quite nice. Now we will separate into parts, component splitting. I just post node assets cannot be split. So I will download my character on this section, download it, px, and come to the component splitting, and of course drag and drop browse the browser. So I just go here and add my model here. Now we have the character, and I can just hit split immediately. The first 5 tags will start in about what? Now we are on queue, and as you see, the queue said you're gonna wait for 25 minutes, but it already started. So I don't get this server thing on Tencent. Now component splitting is started. Why we are splitting is basically have control over the all body parts. So what that this mean is if I separate this into bodies, for example, there is a problem with texture painting, I can fix it very easily. Let me show you what I mean is, so this is not the splitted one. I will just download this model. This one. Somehow. I already downloaded that, but just don't wanna up for it. This is not this is the one. I'm just gonna download the FBX and then drag and drop into Blender. But this is not separated one. Let me download this one for now. But as you can see, these are separated into parts. I should be able to download that as well. Uh, Download the textured version. The good thing about that is seen side by side. For example, you can see there are bleedings on this belt, the leaf belt. If I select this one and I can just add color simply by eyedropping. Now I have the color. I can just paint my character in 3D software if I don't like the result. So this is actually quite handy when it comes to painting. Well, of course, the it's still improving, not the best output so far. And you start playing the same for the other parts. Well, of course, this is high poly mesh, and we will try to download the low poly version as well. And also, I would like to start the painting phase. I selected my character and hit the image is already uploaded in here. I will just hit generate now. And this is actually what I did for this character. And also, I animated in Blender. Show you the animated version. Here. I simply added a walk animation. Now other one is cooking. And in the meantime, we can get to the conf UI, the image upscaling. So in conf UI, there are so many great tools, of course, but one of my favorite is upscaling the image because it actually can be done with Topaz, which is paid software, Topaz Labs. It's around 300 dollars maybe. Or it's almost 40 for monthly. I thought it's only it's annual 400. And basically it upscale the image, like upscale the video. It's of course advanced tool which also uses AI and also reimagining the AI art, also upscaling your old images, family photos. But there are so many artifacts, of course, for using this tool. But people like it. It's one of the best industry standard tool around. And in Configure, you can just do that using a basic node setup. To create this node setup, I just don't want to drag you into technical parts. And basically, there is a model loader and your image. This is for comparing the image. And I'm just there's the settings section and save image. So let's upscale one of my characters. bring one of them. Okay. So let's upscale this one because why it's important is I generated the image from this character. So output might be much crispier, much better on texture. So it's done. So this is our before and this is our after. I'm not sure the stream quality, but I can see the result with naked eye and appearances. And we can also try this out to see how would react the Hunyuan react to that. So this is my low poly, and this is already baked, and I will just bake the upscale version. And this is my first time actually trying that. Experimenting that. I will just select the high quality version and hit generate now. And also I can separate it from background. For example, oh, this is the image generator and this is the background separator. I can share the its node system. I'll simply just drag and drop and I will just select here run. And yeah, now we have background separated from this. So there there is no any Photoshop action. It's 4K image and it took around 1 second here, 2 seconds here, 1 second. Took around 4 seconds. It's crazy. I mean, the power of that is from my perspective, you can just use this for batch background remover. It's like you have asset list, for example, and you're building 2D or 2.5D game. You can just remove the backgrounds, image generations backgrounds. You can just upscale them, then remove the background, and then you can downscale them for game ready usage. It's just for with these only with these nodes. So this is ConfUI upscaler. You can build your own. I'm using 4x reality version 1. You're gonna have to download this over model manager. And here you can just maybe it's probably on model manager. Yeah, 4x. As you can see, anime sharp, ultra sharp. You can see use any of these by hitting install. These are upscale models, and this is the setup. To add that, simply double click and upscale, load upscale model, and connect the nodes. You can prepare tutorials about that. So this is ConfUI, and let's check the what Hunyuan did. So this is the result with upscaled image. I actually don't see any difference. Hmm. By the way, component splitting is finished. I don't see any difference, and I suspect on one thing, and which is the separation. By the way, separation looks fine. By the way, the hair is separated, the head, scarf, and the body clothes, accessories, and the um, shoes. It's actually quite great start for texturing, so you can have more capability. But I just would like to check the textures again to see that Hunyuan actually cheated us because they thought that we are using the same image and they saved from uh, credits and gave me the same result as far as I understand. So I should probably do that on some other, for example, this one. We already generated for this character. I would like to generate for this one. Simply do that. I can also use the background separated one from ConfUI. Was it? Yeah, this one was. And I will just save the image. Let's try this one and see result. The file size cannot exceed 10 megabytes. Okay. I'm gonna press stop for it real quick. Just clear. Why it's not clearing? Anyway, let's just use Photoshop for it. Let's decrease it to 3K. Actually, that's because we can leave it to 4K. The reason is it was PNG. I'm just gonna convert it to JPEG. And saved it. Okay. Onion did it again. Let's get to the texturing part and upload the upscaled one and hit generate. Okay, while it's cooking, let me we have very less attendance for this week. Probably people are sick and some people will be uh, online on middle of October, I guess. So we are just together, Ben. If you have any question about what are the do you want to most want to progress in right now, for example, Blender, Godot, or AI, uh, you can just tell me so I can shape the classroom according to the community needs.
Okay. For today, I think I don't have a question. I'm also sick a bit.
It
Um,
was
yeah.
Okay.
but get well soon. Yeah, for the future, I'm not sure. Maybe, I mean, I think I would be interested also more in ComfyUI because I think that with ComfyUI you have so much more that you can control and experiment with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Compared to other software, like, yeah, maybe
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you're right. ComfyUI is quite powerful. Oh, they also upgraded Hunyuan 3D 2.1. I haven't tried this one.
Oh, nice.
I just saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I
I
will
would check it out.
consider that. And we have a Korean friend which suggested us last week to suggest cozy game of the week on every Q&A. And
Oh, I remember. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool idea.
yeah, I found one, of course, and like to share it. Actually, Corey would love it because the genre is um this game.
This game is like Stardew Valley with a dark twist because one of the characters in this town is a supernatural serial killer. And the best part, who the killer is changes every time you play, so no one can spoil it and it keeps the game fresh. It's a cozy game for goths, and here's everything you need to know and when it's out. If you're new here, I'm Madmorph, I post about good games to play, so hit that follow for more. In this game, you've just escaped from jail and made it to an idyllic town of
Looks a
Ashen
bit
Ridge to
like
start a new
Stardew
life.
Valley.
But pretty soon, whilst
Yeah.
you're planting crops, you're also discovering bodies and people are going missing in the town. The farming aspect is very similar to Stardew
Or
Valley,
Harvest
but they've
Moon,
said
if
the
you
game is
remember
focusing on being
Yeah.
story
those
heavy.
games.
They want to tell the story of the town and its people, not just be a
Yeah,
murder
looks
mystery
nice.
farming
Yeah.
sim. So
Yeah,
did
it
you play
looks
this
nice.
game?
I'm gonna share its Steam page. It's of course right now there is no release date, and they are preparing game. It's on wish listing right now.
Is it also it's not horror or spooky, right? It's just
It's not
cute.
horror, yeah. It's just cozy and goth
Uh-huh.
mixture. It's more like spy thing, like
Okay.
understanding who is the killer because it's always changing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice.
And oh yeah, we have the character. Let's compare. We just generated this with upscaled image, and I see improvement there. Let's check from behind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's big improvement, which I actually tried for the first time, and I will definitely go for the next texture baking
Mm.
process. Okay, so do we have anything left? Let's check.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I already have the this game. I had a job offering from a gaming company for art director position, and they gave me for an art case, which was
Uh-huh.
this is the game, and this is hyper casual game. If you look at the
Yeah. I see. Mm-hmm.
colors and the design, and they simply asked me to create hybrid casual version of that. So I come up with these ideas, and
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm.
I used course AI for creating these appealing hybrid casual visuals. And I would like to talk about these as well if you curious. This was the
Sure.
main
Yeah.
menu.
Sure.
Turn it into this one.
Uh-huh.
And I'm preparing this for an upcoming week. And that's it from my side.
Is it a company from your country or is it a remote
It's
job?
Paris, France remote job.
Ah, okay.
The company is actually quite popular. It's Voodoo.
Oh, okay.
They they have 8 billion downloads.
Yeah.
They're number one publisher. This is my third time getting job offering from them. Let's
Oh,
see
cool.
if it's going to. I actually would like to focus on uh, Skool community, and
Mm.
right now, let's see what will happen.
Okay. Yeah, it looks cool. It reminds me of a VR, not a VR, iPad game that I played,
Mhm.
it's called Spire Blast.
Yeah. Mhm. They actually some people call it idiot games. That's because they simply have one mechanic like swipe and or slide, and there is not much of the story involved. Spire Blast.
It's quite fun to play, but it's with physics. So you're shooting. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah,
Oh,
you're shooting.
it's not hyper casual or hyper casual. It's more casual.
Yeah, it's more complex a bit.
You need a bit more skill to play that. Visuals are actually looking good. Seems like Unity.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But the blocks reminded me of the blocks you did.
Yeah, it's quite similar actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm making something very different right now. I'm making a game for a YouTube video.
Game for YouTube video.
Yes. Did you play Yoshi's Island?
Yoshi Science, no, I haven't.
It's for Super Nintendo back in the day, Yoshi's Island.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I made a 3D version of it.
Oh, I actually saw that on your profile. It's view rooms, real connections.
That's a very different
Well,
thing.
you were
Oh,
offline.
this is different. I thought it's the same.
This is not a game.
Okay. And is it ready?
I can show you. I can screen share if you like
Of
to see.
course.
Then you see how far I am. How do I do it? This. Can you see something?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. Yeah. So far, this is how it looks.
Nice. Is it roguelike?
No, it will be. I will really use the first level. I will rebuild the first level of the old game, and in 3D.
This looks quite promising. It's a great
Yeah.
start.
And then here you have the tongue attack from Yoshi.
Nice. So, and
Yeah.
what's your workflow? Did you use AI?
No, I didn't use AI for that one. I painted the pixel art myself because usually you have only like this side or something, the side view from the old game. And then I had to figure out how to paint every angle so it fits,
Yeah.
And then I make the camera depending on the angle, how the camera is looking at the character, it changes the picture. So that I have this fake 3D
Yeah.
graphics, right? Yeah, and I also can also shoot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looks fun.
And the next step will be now to do the environment and the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the plan? Do you think of publishing on Steam or?
No, I cannot publish that on Steam because Nintendo will hunt me.
Yeah.
But the idea is that I make there are a lot of videos on YouTube where YouTubers make a remake of an old game and they get millions of views. So I want to use the same, but the problem is they don't really use that further. They just do like a fan game or whatever, and then they do nothing with it, nothing more. And I want to make my own game out of it. So the first part of the video is, hey, I remake the old game into 3D, and then the second part of the video is I make it to my own, like with my own assets, with my own mechanics and stuff like that.
You're gonna use Yoshi for funneling to your upcoming game. And
yeah, I use it as a marketing.
Yeah, and but at the same time, you also developed your game. Just you're just gonna change the characters.
Yes, and I don't waste the work for making Yoshi.
Great idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's yeah. We will see how it goes.
We would love to see your post on community to see your devlogs and develop.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I definitely will post. It's always like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least I got some wish lists for them.
And but
That's nice.
see, JonJon is from Reddit, so we have a friend.
Yeah.
So it's a win. Okay, I'm gonna jump off. By the way,
Right. On Reddit.